What's up, guys? It's Pat Whalen, host of Good Evening with Pat Whalen, Chicago's only late-night talk show news alternative. This is a series we're calling Yesterday's News. If you've seen any of the past videos, you understand why it's called Yesterday's News. It's because, I'm not even going to say it. You're going to figure it out by the end of the video, I promise. So let's get to it. Yesterday's News for Thursday, August 18th. Top story. This is coming from Juan Perez Jr. at the Chicago Tribune. Thank you, Juan. Despite CEO's optimism, experts say CPS operating in crisis mode. Since we already talked about it for the past few days, I'm going to make this short. Just to prove that I'm not the boy who cried wolf with this. It's not good government. It's not sound fiscal policy, said Ralph Martire, Executive Director of the Center for Tax and Budget Accountability. So I think he knows what he's talking about with this. Which means by extension, so do I, technically. Not a journalist. As we said earlier this week, there's a new property tax initiative put forth by the city of Chicago to hopefully make up for some of these deficits. But as this article says, 2017 budget acknowledges serious challenges to maintaining even the junk level credit rating. So this junk level credit rating makes it higher interest rates to borrow stuff. This is a pickle. The reason I wanted to talk about this, again, a point made at the end of the article. The school board still likely has no other choice but to approve the budget. This is the bottom line for me. They have to pass something. It's either that or there's not going to be any school. Oh my God, the kids are probably behind this. Second article of the day. CPS looks to hire 1,000 teachers from ABC 7 Eyewitness News. This was interesting. Turns out Chicago Public Schools has 1,000 teacher vacancies to fill before September 6th. That's coming up here. Where did all these vacancies come from? Less than 2 weeks ago, CPS laid off 1,000 of its employees. Nearly half of them were teachers. So they just laid off 1,000 teachers and now they're going to hire them back? I don't really get it. Well, district officials said in previous years, roughly 60% of teachers who were laid off were eventually rehired to fill in gaps elsewhere. Kind of seems like a funny way of doing business to me, but apparently this is how things are done. Administrators will hear parents' thoughts and concerns at a series of meetings throughout the city Wednesday night. The 3 locations of these meetings are mentioned in the article, and I'm going to put up a map here of the 3 locations that these meetings are being held at. I'm probably going to go to one of these. Again, my working theory is that the kids are behind this so they can just shut down school and they don't have to go anymore. More on the story as it develops. On a much lighter note, our third story of the day. City unveils plans to revitalize Chicago's waterways by 2040 by Evan Garcia and Nick Blumberg at WTTW's Chicago Tonight. First of all, big plug for WTTW Chicago Tonight. Awesome show that's on every weekday that'll get you caught up on things that I don't understand. This article is all about a new initiative called Our Great Rivers, the plan that aims to allow swimming in Chicago's waterways in less than 15 years. A few projects in this initiative are currently underway, but most of the goals are still theoretical, including turning landfills and abandoned railroads along the Chicago and Calumet rivers into natural wetlands. They're not pulling any punches here. They're making it very clear that this is a timeline that's going to go for the next 20, 30 years probably. But it's a really good idea. When you go by the Chicago River, and other rivers that we have in the area that just escape me right now, it's been industrialized, and it's just a transition that we have to make as a city. We have to beautify it, you know? If you think about it, we've already started doing this in the city with the 606. We took this industrial railway that was kind of a blight and ugly, and what the heck are we going to do with it? Well, let's turn it into a nice thing to walk on. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah. As always, I've given a link to the article in the doobly-doo. I'm sorry. I'm getting a call. Oh, it's Debra Shore of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. Hey, Debra, how's it going?
Pat, happy to talk if this is a good time for you.
It absolutely is. I know you enjoy nature, but for maybe the average person, or me, why is this important, beautifying the rivers? Is this something we should really be concerned about?
Of course we should be concerned about it. Chicago Waterways, they are still a vital artery running through the heart of the city for commerce, vital for recreation, vital for clean air and quality of life. They have the opportunity to help make our city even better than it is.
That's a good point. You mentioned quality of life. This isn't about just having a nice place to catch a mimosa. This is actually, there's a natural element to this that's good for the environment too, it seems like.
For sure. Chicago Waterways, sanitary ship canal, North Shore Channel leading into the North Branch of Chicago River, even the main stem. We see now 70 different species of fish. There are turtles, beavers, great blue herons, black-crowned night herons, kingfishers, all kinds of wildlife are important in just a lot of ways for people and the rest of nature.
That's beautiful. The timeline says it looks like it's going to probably take 20 or 30 years, which makes sense to me.
It's a vision that's rolling out over the next 25 years. They focus on 3 key elements. They say our rivers need to be inviting, they need to be productive, and they need to be living. I think it's entirely within our reach to accomplish those goals.
I couldn't agree more. It just seems like kind of playing catch up with some other cities.
Yeah, and that's right. Many cities are looking to make amends for past sins against their rivers, recognizing that we have an obligation to the rest of nature, and also recognizing their value, property values, and the quality of life in big urban centers.
I'm excited to swim in the Chicago River. I gotta say, that's something I look forward to.
Well, before you do that, Pat, when was the last time you were out on the river?
Beautiful.
It's fun. You discover new things. It's a great vantage point, unlike any other, for viewing the city. So I'd encourage everybody to get out there.
I would too. The vantage point is a good point to make. You get a lot of great Instagram pictures that your friends probably can't because they're not on the river. They're all taking those traditional ones from the top of the Sears Tower and whatnot.
There you go.
Well, this is a very exciting project, Deborah. I'm really looking forward to see it as it goes on. I want to thank you for talking me through this stuff.
You're welcome, Pat. I enjoyed the opportunity. Thanks so much.
You got it. Bye-bye. She's so nice. And she's doing important work. Well, that's going to do it for yesterday's news, guys. Do you swim in the Chicago River already? Do you miss my glasses? Do you think the lighting change is a little too dramatic? Leave me a comment in the comment section. It's what it's for. Please subscribe, like the video, and share it with anyone who you think would be interested in knowing about the Chicago Teachers Union possibly going on strike. As always, I thank you for watching. I'm Pat Whalen. This is yesterday's news, and come back tomorrow where I'll talk about today. Peace.